You see what that says?
I love that cake. What does it say?
What's it say?
The big cheese.
The big
Oh,
cheese.
dear God. Should we wait a minute or two? Can we speak?
Yeah.
Can we speak?
Ron?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Ron.
Welcome to a special edition of Gloria Horn Zoe Studio Live Session featuring Jelly Roll Rugs. After Steve talks about some of the things that he's showing here, which are done with the picture play feature in the Radiance and the Avenir. And he's got some other things he wants to talk about too, so go for it.
So how's everyone doing out there? It's a, yes, I am cheesy. I will take that. So it says the big cheese. But,
yeah.
So it's a beautiful day here at Gloria Horn Sewing Studio in Pittsburgh, PA. And we have a spring event coming up. We've all that spring bug in us. It's time for spring. We're ready for sunshine and flowers and no more winter, right?
Yep.
Winter's over.
Flowers.
So we have our spring event coming up. We invite you all to come. If you've ever been to one of our events or on one of our cruises, you know how much fun they are. And it's a 2-day event. We have 3 different sessions scheduled for May. So we invite you all to come. It's at the Crown Plaza, not far from the shop here. It's going to be 3 2-day sessions. So you get to pick which 2 days you want to come. In the evening of the first session on all 3 sessions, so the first night you come in, we're going to do a special private shopping experience here at Gloria Horn. So the store won't be open to the public, I guess, but you guys will be able to do some shopping. We're going to take you a tour down through our shipping department, our sewing studio, our filming studio here. You'll get to be able to see that. You'll get to meet everyone. I want everyone who works here to be there that night so they can meet everyone. So
I'm coming for the hors d'oeuvres.
Yes, we're going to have hors d'oeuvres. We're going to have adult beverages. If you'd like, you can have a little sip and a little shop, and you can shop till you drop. Yes, we're going to get rides for people. So back for the Crown Plaza. So if you don't have transportation, do not worry. We have that all squared away. So sign up for our spring event. There's not many spots left in those first 2 days. So the other thing is we've been really excited about is this new feature on the Baby Lock Radiance and Avenir. It is called Photo Stitch, where you can take a photograph and turn it into stitches. And we've been having some fun with it. I made myself an apron. So this was a strawberry cake, and I'm going to write berry sweet on this one. So that'll be cute. I have the big cheese on mine. I made a cheeseburger on mine. We've also done a bunny.
Other than the big hoop feature, I think this is the best feature on the new machines.
Isn't it?
I think it's incredible.
We did a labradoodle, so there's our labradoodle Millie. John, he's got a Yorkie at home, so we did a little Yorkie. We have a golden retriever, little handsome devil.
And a hot dog.
And Mr.
Wiener
Wiggles.
dog.
And we have a Frenchie next door. I'll run over and grab it, and I'll interrupt and bring it in sometime. So if you're interested in doing this photo stitch, it's one of the new features. Look how great they look down here. Yeah. So it's one of the new features on both the Baby Lock Radiance and the Brother Avenir. If you don't have that machine, we all think you need one. Or 2, right? One of each, right?
My.
So call us, stop in and see us, and we will get that machine for you. So I think that's it.
Yep.
So you guys are doing jelly rugs.
Yep.
You guys are in for a real treat with these jelly roll rugs, because let me tell you, when I make a jelly roll rug and I put it on the floor, if anyone walks on it, I'm going to smack them. Like, they're not for walking on, right?
Yes, they are.
Oh, are they?
Yes,
okay,
they are.
okay. Not the ones I make.
All the ones I do. Yep.
So
on the floor.
thank you, everyone. Photo Stitch, you're in good hands here with Pat and Carol, and they'll get started with our jelly roll rugs. So I'm going to bring that French Bulldog back over.
Okay.
Because he's super cute. And
Okay.
I think everyone needs to see him. So.
Those are
So you're gonna do this?
spectacular.
Yep. Oh,
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah, we'll do this item too. So, perfect. So we just got these in. I was really excited to bring these in. This is a exclusive Riley Blake bundle that we got in. So what it includes is a zipper pouch, and it says "Bloom where you're planted." So it's a canvas zipper pouch from Lori Holt. Be in my bonnet. And inside here, what are we gonna get? Ready?
Lori Holt, yay.
So you're gonna get 4 spools of thread, and we were doing the math on this. So what would you pay for? Like $4.95 for a zipper pouch, $3.95. So say $4.
Yeah.
These spools of thread are $3 or $4 a piece. So say there's $12 there. So that's $15. So you get red, white, and blue. We like
But
red,
wait.
white, and blue.
Wait.
You also get
Yeah.
this red rotary cutter. So this is our favorite rotary cutter. You often see it in our turquoise.
You have more than we do in the
We
kid
like them so
assembly
much. You can see how much we like them because we have lots of them.
Yeah.
So this is the same rotary cutter that we like. The thing that we love about this one, it fits right in the hand. You can use it both right and left-handed. But when you look at the back, pull that back, lift that off, and you can change your blade, put that on, slide forward, and your blade's change. And that's the
Easy
same
peasy.
this one changes. I Googled this. I scanned the QR or the code and see how much those come up on Google. And these are selling for $24.99
Yeah, I believe it.
online.
I believe
and
it.
you will also get a pack of needles. So these are sharps, size 80-12 needles. We like the sharps. They're an extra sharp point. If you get these Class A needles from us, if you read the back, it tells you what they're good for. So this says, for silks, microfiber fabrics, and for penetrating densely woven fabrics, the sharp point produces perfectly straight top stitching. We want that. And smooth buttonholes. So if you read the back, it kind of tells you what those needles are good for. So you'll get the rotary cutter, the little bag, the needles, and that really nice thread all in one package. So
That's a wonderful deal.
little deal for us.
It is. Plus, it's Lori Holt.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna go
Awesome.
grab that Frenchie, and I'll be back. But you guys get started.
Okay,
and,
we will.
Thanks, everyone.
Yep.
I hope to hear from you about the machine. So.
Yep. And the event. Sign up for the event. Come on in, Pat.
Okay, I'm here.
All right. We've got the Jelly Roll rug bug, and we're going to give that bug to all of you guys, but it's a healthy bug. It's not an unhealthy one. We brought in some things to show you. This is actually a collection of placemats that Rose made. She works in the kid assembly room, and you might have seen her on the show with me yesterday. She loves Kaffe, and she has a black dining room table. Obviously this fabric is Kaffe with the bold colors, and on her black table, I'm sure that they are spectacular.
Yeah.
The round rugs or the round placemats, anything round is made a little bit differently, but at the end of the show, we've got a couple of RJ Designs pamphlets or books that you can purchase that give you specifics on how to do the round rugs. So if you're interested, hop on that, because they are made a little bit differently, the beginning a little bit differently than the Jelly Roll rugs. They start in a more circular fashion, but she gives you a little trick to ease around these curves. It's amazing. But anyway, these are Rose's placemats with Kaffe fabric. This is Rose's rug, also Kaffe fabric. I'm sure those Kaffe fans know Kaffe when they see it.
This is stunning. It's really stunning in person. I hope it's stunning on your screen too,
It is.
because it is beautiful.
It's very vibrant.
It is.
The colors are
Yes.
they're saturated colors. He doesn't do anything in pastel fashion. They're bold. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, if you notice, she used a straight stitch to sew her rope together. We're going to show you a variation using the serpentine stitch, which is actually, we could show it to you now. It's on my rug, which is this one here. And I think this was the Morning Glory Jelly Roll. The serpentine stitch is this stitch that winds. This stitch is more forgiving than a straight stitch. If you're doing a straight stitch, you have to be a little more careful than what you do with the serpentine in stitching it. Would you agree?
I may try that. I may try that because I'm starting one probably tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'll get back with you and let you know how it works.
Yep. Now this contraption here, we're going to talk about different ways that you can keep your fabric together, because I'm a fanatic. And I want to do a couple of rugs. I started this rug. And when I got my rope together, the very first rug I did, I rolled it into a ball, which is an option that you can do. You don't have to have the hose reel to roll your fabric onto, but it does help if you do plan on doing more than one rug, or even two. It's fantastic, because as you make your rope, you wind it on here, and when you're ready to sew your strips together, it unwinds off, and it's really, really simple. The other option is to just roll your rope into a ball when you're done making the rope. We're going to demo making the rope today. I'm going to use the serpentine stitch as opposed to the straight stitch, and we're going to give you some ideas of what feet that you can use, what thread you can use, what else?
Just some tips on how to keep it flat. Keeping it flat is
The big
your
thing.
number one goal is to keep it flat, because if you go on Facebook where they have the Jelly Roll groups, people are always posting things that are wavy, or I mean,
The two
I can't even believe they posted. You know?
Yeah, the two
Right.
problems are waving and curling, and it's caused by
Yep.
two different things.
Right.
Curling is caused by pulling your fabric too tight. Waving is caused by letting it loosen up.
Right. Right.
The trick to doing these rugs is to just let the machine do its work and just basically guide it so that the machine will pull it in itself. You don't have to tug or yank on it. You just have to keep your two pieces of rope together and let the machine do its work. On these inside curves, these really tight curves at the beginning of the rug, you are going to have to manipulate your fabric a little bit. You're going to have to kind of push in this inner curve, and you will see some slight gathering there, but that's so that it stays flat. If you pull too much, it's going to curl.
But I'm a firm believer in using spray starch or best press. The best press is up there.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in that. You don't seem to be, but I just swear by it. When I see anything that looks like it's going to wave on me, I take it to the ironing board, I spray it with spray starch or best press, and then I steam it dry. I steam it dry, or even without steam. I just dry it with an iron. And I hope that is what makes it shrink just slightly enough that I don't have to worry about ripping it out.
Yeah.
So I'm using my iron to keep it from getting wavy.
Yep.
Because if you don't catch the waves on the first go around,
It just gets worse.
It's going to keep getting worse. So
Yep.
you can't outdo it. So I'm a firm believer in spray starch and best press.
Yeah.
I know you're not, but
Yeah, I
That's
didn't
okay.
on this one. I actually just made sure as I went through it that, I made sure that I pushed with a stiletto some of the extra fabric in here. And after every round, I would check it.
yeah, right. You do, yeah. You have to be patient doing this. It's not a rush job.
And actually, once you get past, I'd say 8 to 10 rows, it goes fast. These first couple of rows are going to be a little bit fussy because you do have to be concerned about not creating curling by, manipulating your fabric. But once you get
Right.
past this, in this area here, you just breeze along.
Yeah,
You can put
right.
the pedal to the metal and just
Yeah.
keep on going.
Yeah, just as long as you keep checking it for.
Right.
Oh,
Yep.
Here comes Steve.
Oh,
my
here's
goodness,
the
there's
bulldog.
Aw, that's cute. Nice choice of towel too. That goes
Yeah,
great in there.
that's cute. That's
Wow.
beautiful. That amazes me.
And you do all these, Steve?
I picked out the pictures and then I had other people help me sew them. I
Oh.
won't lie. Yeah.
Now, how long did this one take to sew out?
They all take about like 40 to 60 minutes. to
Okay.
Oh, that's
to
not
sew
bad.
out. And you can do it like 10, 12, 15 color changes depending on what
Mm-hmm.
the detail that you want. I do between 10 and 15.
You can adjust the density on the Avenir, and you
Wow.
can.
Yep.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
So,
very nice.
That's amazing.
little handsome
Good
guy.
job. I
Yeah.
know he
Yeah.
is adorable. Whose dog is this?
The internet's dog.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Now,
you know the internet has a dog.
hopefully, you guys know how to piece strips together. Pat brought in, because I do want to mention this, she brought a strip in and she told me about this process that she uses. I happen to use the folded corner clipper and I trim mine, but she mentioned this. After you sew them together, don't cut this off just yet. Open it up, open up your seam, okay? And then trim. When you
Well,
let
you wanna
go,
iron it.
yeah,
You wanna
oh
iron it.
yeah, that's right. That's the
You have
key
to
thing.
iron
Iron it.
Always
Yeah.
iron.
Iron it flat and then trim. And then you don't have to fuss with trying to get your iron, if you trim first, trying to get your iron in that little space to get that open. That's a great tip.
Yeah,
That is a great tip.
And yeah, and for this, like we did last week, I did 3 ways. I did using my laser, and I did marking the fabric, and I forget what the last one was. Just, I don't know, just doing it.
Yeah. You just basically
Yeah.
put it at right angles
Right.
to each other
Yeah.
and sew from corner to corner.
But you do have a few ways. If you don't, oh, I know, using the corner clipper. That was the third way.
Corner clipper.
If you don't have the corner clipper, you can do it by marking your fabric. You can do it by marking your fabric, and then you sew right on the line that you created, a diagonal line.
Right.
So I knew there was a third way.
And
Yeah.
I don't have a laser, and my eyes are crazy because I have glaucoma. But to use the folded corner clipper, let's move this out of the way. This rug. To use the folded corner clipper, we just lost everything on the floor. You take your fabric and you
You
put
can
it.
take this end,
Okay.
take that end.
Both go right side up, and then you take your folded corner clipper and you lay it down. Now this is a 2.5 inch strips on this ruler, and this one is packaged. I don't remember if I might have brought mine. I did. Okay, this one's packaged. But on the ruler you can see that there's my 2.5. It's right angles. You're going to fit your corner of your fabric into this corner at the 2.5 inch line. You're going to line up the bottom line on the ruler with the bottom of your fabric, and make sure that this little tip reaches the top of your fabric, and you're going to cut. When
Do you have a thing?
we got
Oh, yeah.
lots of
Yeah,
those.
you have about 8 of them in
So
here.
here,
Right.
we'll do that. Line that up. Okay, so they're right sides up to begin with, and then you take the top piece, right sides together, and then sew your seam. And your seam allowance is automatically built in right there at that corner. See that
This
corner?
is probably the easiest way to create your chain. But if you don't have the ruler, then you have to go back to my ways, one of them.
And if you're doing this and you're not into the gluing like I am, you can have your mat and your rotary cutter right at your machine, and then just throw a pin in this as you and then chain piece them as you go along. So you're not really moving away from your sewing machine at all. It can all be done right at your sewing machine.
Yep, and it comes out very neat.
Yeah,
too.
this
you don't
they
have
come out perfect with the clipper
You
folded
don't have to
corner
trim
clipper
anything
tool.
after you
Nope,
sew
you
it.
don't. Nope, it's done.
Yeah,
Yep.
that makes it easier. Okay.
Okay, so let's assume you've got all of your strips put together. And for the purposes of the demo here, I've already done some of that at home. The other thing to remember, which is the lightest strip here, probably this floral. When you go to put your sewn rope on a hose reel or in a ball, keep in mind whether you want the dark fabric on the outside or the inside of your rug. If you want the dark fabric on the outside of your rug, that's when what you're going to start rolling your ball into or putting it on the hose reel first. Because you want to then start with the light colored fabric when you start when you start zigzagging everything together. So we're going to take this piece here, and we're going to take our little tool and some batting, and I'm going to go back to the machine because I'm going to sew these. I think there's 4 or 5 strips here together, and I'm going to show you how to start the quilt or
start it
start
here.
the rug.
Do you start it? Do you turn that over
Yeah,
at all?
I'm actually going to pull this down a little bit, and we're going to put it into. Where's the other 2 pieces?
They're here.
Oh, I can't see for looking. Okay.
I'm never undoing mine. They're
You
hard to
take
get
the
a-
larger piece that has these two pieces slipped together.
They're saying to close the rotary cutter.
Oh, jeez.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, here's these two.
All right. Your tool will come with 4 pieces, but they're stuck together until you take them apart.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take the largest piece apart, and basically it's a matter, they click together. You're just going to push these 2 little tabs that are sticking up out, and it comes apart. You're going to take the larger piece, and you're going to put it into this unit here until it comes out the other end. Just kind of shove it in there. Make sure that you're kind of equidistant on both sides. And then you're going to take the larger piece and put it in there and click it together. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to start pulling this out. Now, the magic comes with this piece. You're going to take the smaller piece, which also has a clicky together.
You're going dangerously.
Yeah, I am. You're going to take this that's partially folded, and you're going to put it in this piece here with the opening up. It's got a closed opening, and it's closed on one side and open on the other. Put that in there, kind of straighten it out, get it going, and then you're going to take the smaller piece with the little tabs up, and you're going to slide it until it clicks. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Whoops. There. All right.
Do you
and
want
then
this to be like
it'll
coming
take care of it. It'll take care of it on its own.
like
You want
that?
to let's do it that way. No. Let's pull this back a little bit. Let's feed this back in here.
Okay, do it slowly because when I see the ones on YouTube,
They're
I
opening
can't,
that little fold up.
I can't always tell how they're doing it. So,
Okay,
so
let's
do
open.
it so
We're going to
everybody-
open that little fold up. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just get it open and then
Okay.
put this part in and click it together.
Okay.
And then it's coming out goofy at the beginning because we didn't have it quite lined up right. But as you move along, you can see what it's doing.
Okay.
It's perfect.
Okay. Because
Okay.
that's always my question is like, what do these things have to be in there perfectly before it starts making a perfect fold?
Let's look again. Let's move this over, get these straightened up. Then let's fold it so we can get it in here better. Open that up for me. Separate
Oh, I told
those.
you I'm never doing this
Push
again.
the tab, push the little tabs. There you go.
Hmm.
Okay, and then we'll fish it in there. Okay, and then see how it's folded in here?
Mhm.
Take this little piece here with the tabs facing up. Get everything kind of centered. Push it in, push them together. There you go.
Okay.
Comes out perfect.
Yeah, because when I watch them on YouTube, they just do it real quickly, and I keep rewinding it, and I don't see it any better. So
Yeah.
that's good that you made
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
clear.
Create your fold
Mm-hmm.
and then push it through this little
Right.
second part.
Okay.
Now, you want to keep these two relatively close together. Now, you don't want to start pulling this all the way down, and then you want to do this at your machine. So I'm going to open this up because I'm going to fold this over and pull this fabric down over get rid of the raw edge. So I'm going to fold that in there. And then I'm going to do the same over on this side. And then do our fold. Okay, now we're going to go over to the machine. Please don't come.
Explain what batting you're using.
We are using the Katadyn batting by Bosal. We'll be featuring items at the end of the show if you want to purchase anything. This is called Katadyn on a Roll by Bosal.
And I Googled it and found out that Katadyn is the highest mountain range in Maine.
Yeah, they must be
So-
located around there.
So,
Yeah,
Because it was a question last week, so I figured, I'm going to look into that.
yeah,
And it's in Maine. It
cool.
doesn't sound like an American name, but it's
And
it's
I
there.
initially pronounced it Katahdin, but
Oh.
it's Katadyn.
Oh, okay.
I think it's
I
Katadyn.
thought it was Katahdin.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I didn't look at
It's
the
like tomato,
pronunciation.
tomato. Yeah. But you want, if, this is the 2 1/4 inch roll. When they first started making this, they only made a 2 1/2 inch. Because the first rug that I brought in and showed earlier was made using the 2 1/2 inch. And it works obviously, but when this folds over, it put a lot of bulk so that you weren't able to get a really good fold. The 2 1/4, you have no problem. It creates that fold, and there's no extra bulk in the middle of that fold.
How many yards of the batting do you need to make a good size rug?
One of these rolls this is what I have left over from making the blue rug. So, and this rug measures 40 by 28.
This is 50 yards.
It's 50
but
yards.
You have about this much left.
Yeah,
After 3 or 4, you can do another one without having to buy more batting. But,
yeah, right,
it
right.
doesn't happen quickly.
So one roll of this and one jelly roll will make a rug the size of this blue one on the table.
Yes. And the ones that we're talking about are the ones that are in that book where the pattern is, and it's the most common oblong rug.
Right,
So that's the one.
Right.
That's the one we made.
yep. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the machine and we're going to start stitching this together. Now, your strips, you can take them and throw them on the floor, but your Bosal, I suggest keeping it off to the side of the machine and then just flipping it and unrolling it as you go. I do have a really thin, it's not real wide, a trash basket, and I put this roll inside my trash basket and unroll it, but a lot of people don't have that option. The other thing you can do too is take a laundry basket and stick a handle, like a broom handle or your Swiffer, put this on it, and it'll spin around the broom handle and come right off. But we're going to do it this way. We're going to come over here. In my machine, I have polyester off-white thread. It's 015. You can use cotton thread, though I do recommend using polyester because it has a reputation of being stronger. There is a jeans needle, 9014 jeans needle I have installed. Bobbin is the same as my top thread. We're going to use the serpentine stitch, which is stitch number, I forget. You see serpentine on here? It's not,
52?
that's it. Stitch
Okay.
number 52. Thank you. Stitch number 52. Menu 1, 52. And we're going to use a stitch. Now, there you can decide how wide you want your serpentine. I tend to use a 5.5 and a 2.0 stitch length. You can use anywhere from 5 width to 6.5 width, depending on how bold you want your serpentine stitch to be. I'm going to throw on all of my little buttons over here. Lift my presser foot up. Now, the other thing is presser feet. Pat, do you want to talk about presser feet?
Yes, we have. Well, go ahead and start sewing, and I'll
Okay.
I'll
What
pick up
I
in
ha-
a minute.
What I have on the machine is the end foot. And the reason I like the end foot is because this little bit of plastic, as opposed to the J foot, well, it's wider, I think, than the J foot. I'm not really sure. But it holds it holds everything down so well. This little bit of plastic in the middle of this. And the width of your presser foot matches the width of what you're sewing, so that it's so easy to keep everything lined up, because you really just have to make sure that the sides of your presser feet are matching the strip. Okay, so we're going to start. Let me find out where the. Whoops, I forgot to thread my needle, Carol. There we go. Let me hit my back to the beginning button. Now, as you move along, I have to turn this over. There we go. Going to move this down. Don't move this larger piece down any further than maybe the end of your machine, a little bit past it. And only move this down a couple of inches. If you move it down any further, you're going to lose this nice fold. So it is a little cumbersome. Not cumbersome, but it is a little fiddly to do this, because you are starting and stopping a lot. Move this down, move this down. Make sure that your batting is centered on your fabric. Stick your finger in there, fold it down, and just keep on going.
We're using the soprano today, right?
Yes, we're using the soprano. That's what I have at home. This does use a lot of thread too, by the way. When you're doing the serpentine stitch, I probably went through 4 to 5 bobbins. It's best to get yourself a big roll of exquisite thread. It will last you a long time. The same with the zigzag. When you're doing the zigzag stitch, it uses a lot of thread. Make sure you have lots of bobbins wound.
Cindy asked if you use a heavier thread, would it make it sturdier?
I think just using polyester will make it as sturdy as
you need it to be.
Polyester is pretty. It's more sturdy than cotton.
Yeah.
It's not
Actually,
gonna break on you.
let me move this over to this side, because it seems to pull this down, pull this down. See how my fold wants to open up? If I pull this down too far, you can just pull it back up, and it captures it again.
Do you use a 40 weight thread?
This is the Exquisite, which is a 40 weight. Yes. I kind of just run my fingernail in the middle of that, just to get that fold in there nice. Let me turn this over so it's coming off here the right way. This isn't a project that can be done in an afternoon, but, you know, it's rewarding. I love seeing, you know, when you're zigzagging the strips together, it's fun to see how the colors play out. Just take your time, put some music on or an audio book, and, you know, it's kind of mindless sewing, which sometimes is a nice alternative to having to be, you know, real precise when you're appliquing or piecing stuff together. It's kind of soothing in a way.
And you're using the N plus foot right now.
I'm using the N foot, but you can use the N plus foot. The N plus foot has a little bracket that fits underneath this piece back here, and it keeps your foot from jiggling. It's actually called a monogramming foot. Pull that down, run my fingernail in there, and keep on going. And if you happen to just not pay a lot of attention and veer off a little bit, you don't even notice it. We do want to mention that there's so much more that you can make other than rugs. I think that I want to make a pad for underneath my sewing machine. You know, just work out the measurements and decide how big I want it to be and put it under my sewing machine. Also, pet food bowls are a great, you know, would be great. Placemats, pet food bowls, pillows. The Roma, who has written up patterns for this, also has a book called Pillows and Placemats. The Pillows book is really cool. To determine the size of your rug, this is another thing we need to touch on too. I'm running over my strip. You are going to take the length of the rug that you want, subtract the width, and that is the size or the length of your starting piece of rope. We'll show you that when I go to put this together. You have anything to add, Pat? We covering some good topics. Whoops, I just lost my batting.
I was going to do the feet as soon as she's done recording you over there.
Can you grab the batting that just fell on the floor?
Oh. Okay, there's that.
Okay. I want to get a nice sized, I want to at least get 4 strips down here so that we can show you starting the rug and working your way around those curves. So, you know, bear with me while I get these done.
Do you want to talk about the feet?
Yes. The feet that comes with your machine that is the most, probably the easiest to use, is the J-foot in the Baby Lock and Brother series. I don't know about Bernina and the other ones, but the J-foot is the one that comes with your machine, and it has the widest area for you to do the serpentine stitch or the zigzag stitch, either one. For the zigzag, when we're doing joining the tubes, you're going to need like 5.5 or something, and this will go to 6, I think, the J-foot. Then we have the N plus foot, which is similar to the N foot that she's using, but it has a little bit more of a stabilizing effect using that on your thing. And it looks like you can do pretty much the 5.5 to 6 for your zigzag or your serpentine, whichever one. But the one that we came up with now, which we're kind of excited about, but I don't know that we've used it, but we have the edge joining foot. Is it the edge joining foot? Okay. With that, we're hoping to be able to join the tubes together and there's a little a little marker that is in the middle. So when you're joining your tubes, this is going to sit and go through the middle of of your thing, and you should be able to keep your stitches straight when you're joining your two tubes together. It's really, if we can get this to work, it's the greatest, because when you're joining your two tubes, as your rug gets bigger, it gets heavier and it tends to pull in one direction. So if you can get this to join your tubes exactly in the middle, your top stitching is going to be really nice and precise. And it's a tough thing to accomplish, like I said, because with the heaviness of the rug, it keeps pulling. So this would really solve that problem. I just haven't had one to test this on, because my sewing machine was in the shop. But we're going to test this, and you guys can try this too. It's called the edge joining foot. Gloria sells it in her store, and I don't know if it's in. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Edge joining foot. So this we're really excited about seeing if we can make it work. You can also try it on rope bowls, things like that. But for now, we're going to see how it works on making our stitches perfect, because your stitches will show, although they'll be on the floor, so they're not real in real close eye view for most people. But it's nice to have them perfect.
Somebody mentioned, well, why couldn't you use the quilt binding foot? The problem with that is that the quilt binding foot only has that small hole.
Yeah.
The edge joining foot has a hole wide enough to accommodate a zigzag stitch. Because they're basically so close. They've both got that piece of metal running down the middle, but the quilt binding foot has that small hole, which won't allow you to do a zigzag. The edge binding foot has the larger opening.
Well,
How much more do I have to go here? Okay.
But if you don't have that foot, you can still use your J foot. I mean, it's still usable. You don't have to migrate to these other feet. But if this makes your sewing perfect, it'll be worth it for you to invest in it. I think I forget how much this is, like $17 or something. Don't quote me on that, but it's not out of the realm of possibility to buy it and use it. I just hope it works. I'm hoping that we can get perfect stitching on our rugs. So another thing that I do on mine is I use the thread that matches the fabric, and I use it in the bobbin and the top, because these rugs are supposed to be reversible. So if you just use white or something on the back, it's not going to be as nice as using the same color in the bobbin. So I start choosing the colors that I want to use, and then I thread a bunch of bobbins and have them ready to go. But if they're not ready, you just stop and rethread, and make sure that you're using the right thread to match your upper thread. And that, I think it gives it a nicer look, but that's just me.
I saw someone earlier say that they think variegated thread would look really cool.
It would.
Variegated would be cool too.
But yeah, it would. But I still like my matching thread.
I probably would too.
Oh, good. I have one fan. Okay, and when I know Carol talked about needles, but when you're picking needles, make sure you pick a 90-14. The reason, and when you're doing your initial just sewing the strips, you can use your 80-12 or 75.
11,
75. But when you go to join your two things together, your two tubes together, make sure you're using a 90-14, because they're sharper and they can penetrate you're going through a lot of layers here, quite a few layers. So that's why you need the 90-14. And if you don't use the right needle, then you're going to have problems with puckering, and it's not going to lay flat. What I found is that for every rug, I need to change my needle at least once, if not twice, because if I don't, then I start getting puckering on my tubes.
Skip stitches too.
Oh, skip, yeah, puckering and skip, and I saw some puckering on one of my things, so I changed the needle, and I ripped out some stitches, and I was amazed at how much nicer and flatter they looked once I changed the needle. So you should expect to use at least 2, if not 3 needles for every like oval-sized rug like the ones we're making. So don't be afraid to change your needle. Buy them in bulk. Let's see. Another thing that we really like, although we don't really use rotary cutters in this, but I know for what we do here, we use the titanium blades, and they are fabulous. They really are. They last a long time, and they cut so perfectly. So if you're going to buy rotary blades, these titanium blades are really what you need to give you a nice sharp cut. And Steve already talked about the rotary cutters. You'll need these if you decide to cut your own fabric or your own batting. You can do that. You can cut your own batting, you can cut your own fabric, but
I did forget to mention that. Yeah, you can do that if you have excess batting at home. Same with, you can use scrap fabric too. Jelly rolls are perfect because the color scheme is kind of laid out for you already. But you can use scrap fabric too.
Yeah, you can make it. I mean, it's your rug. You can make it whatever colors that you want to make it, or match your house or whatever. I haven't been tempted to cut my own batting yet or my own fabric. But, if you have a lot of fabric in in a color scheme, all you need is 2.5-inch strips from each fabric and put them together and make them.
I have 2 more strips to sew.
How many have you done?
3, I think.
Okay.
I'm getting there.
Okay. This is one of the next jelly rolls I want to make. It's aqua. And it looks like it's laid out perfectly for making a jelly roll, because look how it goes from the light to the dark, and then the medium to the dark. It's just perfect. So that's the next one I'm going to be doing. That one is Enchanted Floors. Yeah. I guess the names are on the back of it.
We have something similar to that too. Well, I
Oh,
guess this is
yeah.
less awkward.
Yeah. Yeah, this has some purples, some nice purples in it. This one is Valley Calypso Strippies. Strippies? Is that what they call them, Benertex?
I think they're strip pie.
Strip pies?
I thought it was strips.
Yeah. You did?
Yeah.
So this one has some purples in it and some like yellows, a little more colorful than this one, definitely, than the one I chose. There you go. Yes, it's not as purple as I'm seeing on the screen. It's more aquas and some light purples, like lilac. Do you have a next one?
Whichever one
Okay.
you want to show.
Okay. This is navy and white, which is perfect if these things complement your other colors in the house, to only stick with white and then navy. It looks like they're all pretty much the same color of navy. They get a little darker, but I would like this one because I like navy a lot. And this one is Classic Keepsakes Blue. Benartex calls them strip
Strip pot.
pots. Okay. It's the same as a jelly roll, but they probably can't use the same name. But this, I would like this one, navy blue.
I think it's trademarked by Moda.
Probably, yeah, that's probably why they can't use them. But, so we have these 3. And then we have, oh, this one. This one is one everybody seems to like because it has a nice gradient of fabric. You start with the lights and go to the blues and the beige, and then like a wine color, and then teal. Teal. So I bet this is like a little bit of an aqua in here. So this is by, these are called carats when it's Wilmington. Carats as in diamond rings, that kind of a carat. Carat jewels, 40 carat jewels. So this one is really pretty. And then this one is kind of fun with the fall theme with pumpkins and sunflowers. Sunflowers are always big. And this one is called Enchanted Forest Strip Pies. So if you want a fall rug, this one would be perfect. Oh, and we have all these jelly rolls over here too. So those are the Benartex. And then these are Here Kitty Kitty. Oh, this one is all kitties. That's cute. So we have pink and aqua and greens and whites. So if you look on the side of this, and it looks like there's some, off-white. This one is for people who have kitties. And this would make a great, if you divided it in 2 or made it smaller, it would be like a little,
2 pet food bowls.
yeah. You can put their pet food on top of this, and that's where they would eat their dinner. How many times a day do cats eat? Once?
That's like twice, maybe.
Twice? Okay. So twice. You could put their food right on here, and they would know where to go get it. This really would be cute. It might even be cute if you didn't let them use it and just had it, because it depends how neat they are. But that's a cute one for kitties. Isn't there one here for a dog? This one? Okay, so this one's for a dog. This is darker colors than the kitty. And this one is called, oh, it's on the inside. Dog Days, D-A-Z-E. So this one has some different colors in it. They're a little darker than the kitty one. Dark orange, white, yellow, gold, and some blues. This is cute. And this would make, you can make 2 dog dishes, things for dog dishes on this one. All you have to do is just use 20 at a time instead of 40. These are 40. So if you want to divide it in half, make 2, one for their water, one for their food, you'll be all set.
Or just decide how big you want it to be and do that math. Or you take how long you want it to be by how wide, and that'll be your starting strip. If you wanted it 24 by 12, you'd start with a starting strip of 12 inches, because 24 minus 12 is 12. That's easy.
Well, I would divide it into two stacks of your strips and then make it like that. And this one is Super Bloom, and it's made in Korea. I love Korea. My friends and I watch K-dramas all the time. So, so this one is Super Bloom, and it looks like it has a lot of like reds, a lot of deep colors, like the deep purple, deep red, deep pink, deep lavender, some nice color. This is very colorful. This might end up being like colorful like the Cafe things because it has like so many different colors in it. Reds, blues, greens. Really pretty. Dark blue.
This
This
is
is-
brand new too. We just got this one.
Oh yeah? This is brand new? Yeah, it's very pretty. Very colorful. If you want a colorful rug, this is the one. It has great colors in it. And this looks like it's a Cafe. Is this one? Oh, this is Free Spirit, which is pretty similar. It is Cafe, yes. It is.
Is Tulip Pink Free Spirit?
No, Cafe Facet Collective for Free Spirit.
No, he's in. One of them's in the beginning. One of them's.
Well, this says Cafe Facet on it, so I'll believe it. So, but look at those colors, and this is really. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the same as the rug we showed you
It seems
at the very beginning. I'll bring it over here because this is really spectacular. This, if you made this rug and put it in your house, it would be noticeable. Look at that. It probably is the same because it's a Cafe, and the colors look exactly like this one. So if you want to see what this one would look like made up, this is it.
Almost at the end.
So sometimes it's hard to imagine what something would look like made up, but this is it. And it looks like all the same fabrics. So yeah, we're lucky we got that one because it's sort of a showstopper. And this one is Creativity Roars. Is this does this have like an animal thing? It's just like circles and bubbles and lots of different colors. You have olives and greens and purplish blues, orange, yellow orange, some reds, orange, and I think that's black. And then it starts again. So this is very colorful. If you want to see what the colors are, what they would look like all together, this would be very colorful too. This is very, very masculine or little boyish, don't you think? Yeah. And then we have this one. It's all done in shades of reds and oranges. And you can see from this, it's primarily reds and oranges. Looks like there's a little bit of purple or something in there, but not much. If you want a red rug, this is it. And I bet this would also make a real statement in your house too. This would be noticeable. And this is the last one. This is a lot of purple. What is the name of this one?
a nod to mod.
What is it?
A nod to mod.
Oh, a nod to mod.
It's
Oh,
batiks. It's batiks.
oh, this is all batiks. Okay, yeah, beautiful colors. Wow, lots of reds and deep reds, and then pinks. A lot of deep purple too. There's like 4 or 5 deep purples, some deep reds, navy blue, and this is all batiks. Okay, and the name of it is A Nod to Mod. Is that what you said?
Mhm.
Okay. So just so you know, if you want to order it, this name.
This is what I had left over. Lucky me. I had just enough to do these strips.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
So here's the thing. Are you going to do this foot today to see, just to sew 2 together and see if that foot
No,
makes it?
no, I'll report on it later.
Okay.
I'm almost sure it's going to work though.
You think so?
Yeah, when I get a couple of rows in on
Mhm,
this one that
mhm,
I'm doing, I'm
mhm.
I'm going to switch to that foot
Okay.
and see how good it goes.
So, but you said when you're going around this bend, you really can't use that foot,
No,
right? So
no,
you have to wait until you're
right, right, because that blade kind of pushes. It wants to keep things. It's great for going along the sides,
mhm.
but going around these curves, the furthest edge shoves this away.
Mm.
and you need it to stay close because you need to do a little bit of gathering here.
Okay.
So once you get past the tight curves, I think this foot is going to work perfectly. Okay, did we go through all the products, or are there still more that you want us to go through?
I didn't go through all the needles. I just did the 94.
Yeah, we have some needles and
Best press.
that's it. Yeah, best press, the safety stiletto.
Okay,
And just like the patterns.
okay. I think maybe we'll do this and then we'll come back to that, okay? So we're gonna take the lightest color because that's what we want in the middle of the rug, which is gonna be what I started with here. Now, typically, when you have all of this, you're gonna make your big roll. You know, I just did 5 strips. You're gonna have your big roll, and if you want the darkest color on the outside of your rug, like I did here on my rug, make sure that you roll that first. That'll come off last, you know, as you're building your rug. But we're gonna start with, look how pretty this is. The serpentine stitch is very forgiving. It's just really, really,
It does look nice.
yeah. And even if you veer off course a little bit, it doesn't show because it's zigzaggy.
Wiggly.
And I used, once again, the jeans needle, and I used a 5.5 width and a 2.0 length. But you can make that bigger by doing a 5.5,
This one looks
I
bigger.
used 5.5. I think I used a 6.5 on this one. So you decide how close together you want your squigglies. Anyway, to make this rug, we're going to assume that I want to make it the exact size, the same size as this. So I'm going to start with a starting length of 40 length minus 28 width is 12. No, 40 minus 28 is 12. So I'm going to start my strip with a length of 12 inches. If I go 28 and 12 is 40. Okay, it's going to be right about there.
I'm
You can
gonna
measure?
it. Yeah.
That one might be 14.
Yeah.
It is 14. Let's do
Okay.
14. It doesn't matter. What it's going to do is create a little bit of a longer and a little bit of, the width is going to be a little bit smaller. And I do like this. I do like the size. It fits in front of my front door because I use mine. I have one going from my deck out, from my living room out onto the deck, and this one's going to go in front of my front door. So we're going to measure, or we're going to figure.
You
We
have
got pins. I need pins
30,
We do.
28, go to 42.
right there. Doesn't have to be exact. Thereabouts. Now there are 2 ways to start this. You have to decide, number one, if you want the single fold on the outside of your rug or the double fold on the outside of your rug. To me, it doesn't matter. This rug that I made has the double fold on the outside. But if you want the single fold on the outside of your rug, which is a little bit cleaner looking, you're going to start by, I'm going to actually discuss 2 ways to do this. Roma discusses this in her designs, but these rugs have been around forever, and really there's no other, there are options to starting it this way, but you're going to start it by taking the length that you've decided you want it to be, put a pin in it, and fold that over at the top where the pin is a little bit. And you're going to start doing your zigzag stitches right here at the point. You're going to do a zigzag all the way down to here, and then you are going to turn. And here's where, if you notice, just by finger turning it, I've got gathers here in this shorter curve. You want to keep the outer curve flat and let those gathers build on the inside. This is the method that I'm going to demonstrate. However, there is a modified start, which is a little more involved, If you guys are interested in a modified start, which is what I did on my blue quilt, go out to one of the Jelly Roll groups on Facebook or go out to Gingerberry Creek on YouTube. Ginger, I think, is the one that actually devised this method, and she has a YouTube video on how to do it. But basically what she did was she puts both of her folds, starts both of her folds in the middle. She folds over at a 45-degree angle to top, folds, I believe it's under 45 degrees so that it kind of comes to a little point up here. When she gets down to the other end, she goes under 45 degrees so that your point's up here, and then over 45 degrees. And, you know, it's a lot of manipulating, going slow, and holding that fabric down. But if you're interested in that, and then, you know, I've done this, and just take, you know, some clips or some pins and secure that. And when you start sewing, you're going to start, you know, up here and work your way down and around. But today we're just going to do this simple one, which is, and I forgot I lost my pin. Yeah, okay, we're going to do this. We're just going to fold it over and start running our zigzag stitch down here. So I'm going to start way up here. I'm just going to grab this, put it in the machine, and we'll go. Can you grab me my stiletto out of there? There's an Annie stiletto.
Here.
Okay, zigzag stitch is number 10 on. I'm going to use number 11. No, I'm going to use, it's either 9 or 10. I'm going to use number 10 on the soprano. So we're going to go, stay there. It's number 10. And I'm going to use a 5.5-inch width. The width is your zig, the zig and the zag. You want a wide enough width so that it captures both sides of these ropes. And we're going to go up to a 2.0 length. So your zigzag settings are 5.5 on the width, 2.0 on the length. I'm going to tuck this underneath the foot. And it's going to start on the right side with a knot. Let me find the foot pedal again. And I just tossed my rope on the floor for now. It would normally be in a ball. And if you're doing this and it's in a ball, you can put it down between your feet. It'll, you know, it works. And all you do is just hold these two together. You don't smush them, you don't grab anything, you just let the machine do its job. And keep the middle of the ropes in the middle of this little notch in the end foot. I'm just guiding it. I'm not pulling on anything.
You don't use a walking foot.
You can use a walking foot. Now I'm going to go real slow down here because I'm going to start my curve. Did you find my stiletto?
It's right here.
Okay, great. Okay. Go slow. I'm going to start going into this curve a little bit. Let that gather. Keep this flat.
Making a little guest appearance. How's it going?
It's going good.
Wow, look how cold that is. Oh my gosh, I can't get over how cold these rugs are. So.
They're addictive.
Mm-hmm.
They are addictive. We're getting into the straightaway again so you can pick up some speed. Again, just hold these ropes together, straighten this out because it'll want to go into a kidney shape. Keep it straight and feed it straight. See how this wants to curl to the right? Pull it over and keep it straight. I'll leave that there.
Which fabric line are you using?
This is, it's not Plum Bouquet. Enchanted Forest, I believe is what it is, which I think we had, we showed. Pat, can you grab that and verify that it's Enchanted Rose? Now we're going around the curves to make sure that, am I falling into the hole here? Keep your eye on that, the middle, make sure that the two ropes
Why don't I
are,
see it?
are in the middle of the foot and go very slow.
It can't be that one, I don't think. Would it?
Curl this around. Let those gathers stay there. Make sure that you capture both. Go slow. Stop. Make sure that you're positioned correctly. Let it gather. Make sure this stays flat. Push it up a little bit.
So Carol, I have a question.
Yes.
And I figured you could tell us in the audience. So what made you first start doing these?
I like retro. I like the fact that it's washable. I like the fact that it's made on a sewing machine.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that with it being sewn on the sewing machine and the choices of jelly rolls out there that you can pick colors that go with your decor. You can be as crazy as you want or as simple as you want. I think that I think it adds a lot to a room. You know, well, one of these is going in my sewing room. One already is, and I just think it just adds a little bit of character to a room.
Have you ever made a round rug?
No, but we have no, I haven't, but Rose made the round placemats, and I'm not sure if she's going to do a round rug, but we have the booklet by Roma, RJ Designs, that explains how to do the round rug. Okay, keep your eye on that middle and just go slow around this curve. Feed that fabric in and let it curl up a little bit if it needs to. Keep the outside flat and just go. Push that in a little bit, let it gather, and you won't get that curling.
Karen Hill, she only used one jelly roll on the purple one that's on the table. That's one jelly roll. 40 strips.
If you throw your rope, underneath your hand and over your thumb, all you have to do is guide it. You don't put any pressure on it at all.
Nancy, there's a lady on YouTube that sells them. She sells them for around like 120 to 150. You might want to do some searches and see what people are selling them for. There's a few YouTube groups and there's a few Facebook groups where people talk about stuff like that.
And I'm sure you could find them on Etsy and Facebook Marketplace and things like that.
Yeah, you can look on Etsy. That's a good idea.
Flatten that down. You can see it's getting easier to go around the curve now. Flatten that down. Push a little extra of your rope in there and just let it grab. Push this little lip up that wants to pop up, push it down.
Would you be able to use this stuff to make trivets?
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I'm actually going to go down to the end and stop here. I'm not going to do the whole, but we'll show you, pull it out and show you what it looks like. Okay. Take it over here. And as you can see, it's flat. There's no curling. It might want to tip up, but when you're sewing, push that down. Push
can
that little
also-
lip down.
You can also pull it out to make it real straight on the side
Yeah.
with spray starch
Yep.
or steam.
Yep.
Even steam will help. Just
Yep.
keep your lines as straight as you can keep them.
I lost my glasses. I do this nonstop
Are you
all day
offering
up in the kit
chocolate or-
room.
Anything? If we find them.
What is the name of the folding tools?
Fabric tube maker.
Yeah, the Clover fabric tube maker. Yep.
And did we talk about the different kinds of 9014 needles you can be using? There's Gene needles, which are in the lineup today, and also what's the other one? Top stitching.
Top stitch
Just
needle.
make sure that you're using 9014 when you get into this section of creating it, because you're going through a lot of layers. And if you don't, then your needles are just going to break. So you might as well get some 9014s.
Yeah.
They'll break anyway, but
If you
yeah.
notice it going into a kidney shape, just pull it and straighten it. You can do that when it's even on the machine, or like Pat said, take it out and best press it.
Well, I normally check mine because I changed the thread color.
Yeah.
So when I change the thread color, I take
That's
it to
when you
the
check it.
ironing board, and check it and everything,
Yeah.
and make any changes.
This fabric is beautiful. I love this. Is it the Enchanted Forest? Yes, it is. There it is right.
Is
Is it?
this it? That's it?
I think that's
This is Enchanted Florals.
florals. Okay.
It
It
is.
could be.
Right there.
Oh, I didn't.
We were looking at the forest, like the autumn one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's this one.
Wow.
That,
Yeah.
that this one starts with.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
It is. It is.
Yep.
It's going to be beautiful because look at all these beautiful aqua colors.
I know, seeing that's me. You know me in blues,
Yep.
purples. Okay, do you guys have any questions?
Some
If you
people
put
were
yours out.
asking where to get the reel that you're using for your
I got
Oh.
that reel on Amazon, and luckily I got it when it was on sale. It was like $14. I think now it's $22. But if you're going to make more than one rug, I think it's a worthy investment. You know, somebody said if I put my glasses on top of my head, I won't lose them as much. No, I just forget that they're up there and still be asking people where my glasses are.
But here's the thing. If she's looking for her glasses and we find them, she owes a candy
Chocolate.
bar. Chocolate. It doesn't have to be limited to a candy bar. Just chocolate.
You started that when you lost your coffee cup one day, and you said, "Whoever finds it wins chocolate."
Yep.
And I found it, and she brought me chocolate.
Yep.
Now, how do you end or finish off the rug?
What you can do is open up the last little bit that you've got, take your batting out, and about 6 inches of your batting out, and cut it at an angle, like this. And then wrap your, so you're kind of just angling the edge. Taking the batting out makes it easier to do. And then you'll take that little angled edge and then just sew it, to your rug. And, don't forget to turn under your ends so you don't have a raw edge.
You can tuck it under a little bit too.
Yeah, you can tuck it under. You can tuck it under a little bit, just
Yeah.
like that. And I use the tag. I use the tag on mine. You can get these on Amazon too, and it's personalized. It has Handmade by Carol on it. They're cute. Yeah. Okay. One jelly roll will make a rug. It'll make a rug the size of the blue one that's on the table, which is like 40 or 42 by 28.
And if you want to make it a little smaller, just remove a few strips. And if you want to make it bigger, add a few
Yeah.
for your stash.
This a 40, what do they call this one?
Strip pies.
Strip pies. What I have here is called Enchanted Florals by Benortex.
It looks like we're out of quantity, but I'm gonna see if we can.
We can probably get more. Yeah.
if you guys are interested in that, we can see if we can get more and then just authorize wait lists.
Okay. Deborah's saying the one with tan and beige. Do you mean this,
This
one?
one?
Oh,
Oh.
this, the
Oh.
one that I have made. Is that the one that you're asking about? Yeah, this was a jelly roll that I had in my stash. Yeah, it's called Rosemary Cottage. Okay. Do we have any more things to show for sale? Have we?
I think maybe just going over the patterns that
How about
Okay.
Did you?
Yeah,
Did you
you-
feature? I know you featured it, but how about the corner
Folder
clipper?
corner
The
clipper
yeah.
tool if you guys are interested in.
Mhm.
If you do a lot of piecing and you're doing a rectangle that a 2x4 rectangle, and they say, add a 1-inch square piece to the corner, this tool is invaluable not only for making binding but for like doing odd corners like that. This makes it perfect. I use my tool a lot. Other than my regular Quilter Select rulers, I probably use this the most. I use it every time I make a quilt. Roma RJ Designs has patterns that we're going to show. The first one is called Pillows and Placemats, and it's really slick how she does the. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way. It's really slick how she does pillows and placemats, especially the pillows. You can match your rugs. You can not match your rugs. You
Yeah.
can do all kinds of cool things. And then the placemats that she shows there are really cute too. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to make one of these mats for under my sewing machine. I'm going to measure it and decide how big I want it to be. And I'm going to put it to cushion my sewing machine. Pet food bowls for underneath those, placemats, pillows, trivets. There's so much more that you can do other than just rugs. So I recommend this pattern. It's a good pattern. Her original pattern is called Jelly Roll Rug. Jelly Roll rugs have been around for a long time, but she was the first one to actually write a pattern. It's full of useful information, lots of tips, and everything that you need. Read it and watch our demo again if you can't quite get it, and it'll come easy. The next, I haven't even seen this one. This is called Jelly Roll Rug 2. Now I don't know how this one is different,
Well, it's
other
straight.
than maybe
It's just
it's
you
a
bind
straight
it.
one.
You
That's
bind
right.
it. You bind
Yeah,
the
this
edges.
is a rectangular rug.
And you bind the edges.
Right. That's clever too.
Well, I would think that she had to do something similar to that to make a pillow.
Right.
To bind the edges or
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
at
Exactly.
least sew them.
Well, I think on the pillow, she just stay stitches around the edges and puts her backing on and turns it inside out. I don't think there's binding on the pillows. Do we have the round rug one in stock?
we don't.
Okay.
Yeah, there was none downstairs.
Okay. Maybe we'll think about getting that if you guys are interested in round rugs, because she also has a pattern out for the round rugs.
Didn't Walmart have something like this?
Libby Miller did comment about that. Is it exactly? It's the Woods E103 wheel.
Oh, is that
on Amazon? Yeah.
Well, what about Walmart? Did Walmart have something like
Yeah,
this?
they probably do. Harbor Freight. There you go.
Oh, $9.99.
For a 150-foot extension cord, I think that's how much this one holds. So that would work too. Yeah.
And
Shop
that's
around.
$9.99.
Yep. Yep. Well, we hope you enjoyed the demo. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks to my friend Pat for joining me with her helpful tips and tricks.
And post your pictures of your rugs up on Gloria Horn
Marilyn wants
Facebook.
a stiletto. Did we put a stiletto in the bubble? Did we?
There's one right now.
Okay. Yeah, stiletto's in the bubble. Is it the which one is it? It's the Famore metal safety stiletto, and that's this one here. Great. Thanks, Marilyn, for reminding us. Yep. It actually has a case, so you don't stab yourself or someone else.
Yeah.
All right.
So don't
great.
forget, post your pictures
Yeah,
on
post-
Gloria Horn so we
yeah.
can see what you've done. And
Exactly.
then Carol's on a lot. She'll answer any of your questions too, right, Carol?
Yeah, I will.
'Cause you're on a
Absolutely.
lot.
I am a lot. Yep.
Hmm.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.